Every man has felt that flicker of doubt when he sends a text and waits for her reply. The seconds stretch into minutes, then hours, and suddenly, you're questioning everything. Did I say too much? Too little? Was I too eager? Too distant? That silence can feel like a judgment, a mirror reflecting your insecurities back at you. But what if I told you that texting isn't about chasing her attention? What if I told you it's about commanding her curiosity, her desire, through the quiet power of your words, not through games or gimmicks, but through the unshakable strength of who you are? This isn't about tricks to make her want you more. This is about becoming the kind of man whose presence lingers in her mind, long after the screen goes dark. Welcome to Stoic Doctrine, where we don't bend ourselves into knots seeking approval. We don't scramble for scraps of affection, or let our worth hinge on a blinking cursor. Here, we draw from the wisdom of the Stoics, men like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, who taught us that true power lies in mastering ourselves, not in manipulating others. Texting isn't a battlefield to win her over. It's a forge to refine your character. The secrets I'm about to share aren't about crafting the perfect message. They're about crafting the perfect you, a man so grounded, so deliberate, that every word you send carries weight. She won't want you more because of what you say, but because of who you've become. Let's start with a truth the Stoics understood well. You cannot control her response. Epictetus said, "There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will." Her reply, her mood, her interest, these are not yours to command. Obsess over them, and you'll drown in your own anxiety. Instead, focus on what you can control: your intent, your timing, your tone. When you text, do it with purpose. A man who knows his own mind doesn't flood her phone with desperation. He doesn't beg for attention with endless messages. He speaks once, clearly, and lets the silence do the rest. Silence is your ally, not your enemy. It's the space where her imagination takes root. Think about the last time you sent a text and felt that pang of neediness creep in. Maybe you typed something clever, hit send, and then waited like a dog at the door. That's not strength. That's surrender. The Stoics teach us to detach from outcomes. Send your message and let it go, like an arrow from a bow. Its flight is no longer yours to steer. If she replies, good. If she doesn't, better. You've just been handed a chance to prove your resilience. A man who crumbles at an unanswered text is a man who's forgotten his own value. You are not a puppet dancing on her strings. You are a pillar, steady and unmoved. Now, let's talk about what you say. Words are tools, not toys. A Stoic doesn't waste them on fluff or flattery. He doesn't shower her with compliments hoping to buy her affection. That's weakness disguised as kindness. Instead, text with intention. Say what you mean what you say, and leave the rest unsaid. If you're asking her out, don't hedge with, "Maybe we could hang out sometime." That's a plea, not an invitation. Try this. "I'm free Thursday night. Let's grab a drink." Direct, confident, decisive. You've stated your interest without groveling. You've given her a choice without clinging to her answer. That's the mark of a man who respects himself. Timing matters too. A text sent at the right moment can spark her curiosity. One sent too soon can smother it. Don't be the guy who replies in 2 seconds every time. That's not eagerness. That's emptiness. You're not sitting around waiting for her. You've got a life to live, a mind to sharpen, a body to train. Let her feel that. Wait before you respond, not out of spite, but out of discipline. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be like the cliff against which the waves continually break. It stands firm and tames the fury of the water around it." Be the cliff. Let her words crash against your calm. When you reply after an hour, or even a day, It's not a game, it's a signal. You're a man with priorities, not a boy with a phone glued to his hand. And when she texts you first, don't leap to answer like it's a lifeline. Pause. Reflect. What's she saying? What's she seeking? A Stoic doesn't react, he responds. If she's playful, match her tone without overreaching. If she's distant, don't chase her with questions. Mirror her energy, but never more than she gives. This isn't about playing hard to get. It's about being hard to shake. A man who's too available loses his mystery. A man who's too distant loses her interest. The balance lies in being present without being desperate, engaged without being needy. Let me paint a picture. Imagine she sends you a late-night text. "What are you up to?" The weak man replies instantly, "Just thinking about you," hoping to flatter his way into her heart. The Stoic waits. He considers. Then, maybe an hour later, he writes, "Just finished a book. How about you?" Simple, calm, self-contained. He's not pandering. He's not begging for her attention. He's living his life and inviting her into it. That's magnetic. That's the kind of man she'll think about when her phone goes quiet. Humor can be your weapon, but wield it wisely. The Stoics valued wit, but they despised excess. A well-timed joke can lighten her mood and show your confidence, but don't turn into a clown. If she says something funny, don't just laugh, build on it. She texts, "I'm having the worst day ever." You could reply, "Let me guess, your coffee betrayed you too?" It's light, it's sharp, it invites her to play along, but don't overdo it. One good line beats 10 mediocre ones. Leave her wanting more, not rolling her eyes. Questions are another trap. Too many, and you sound like an interrogator. What are you doing? How was your day? Where are you? That's not conversation, that's clinging. Instead, use statements to draw her out. "I bet your day was chaos today." She'll either confirm, deny, or elaborate. And now she's the one talking. You're leading without pushing. Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Don't imagine she needs constant prodding to stay interested. Trust that your presence is enough. If it's not, no amount of texting will change that. Let's talk about escalation. Texting isn't just small talk. It's a bridge to something real. But don't rush it. A Stoic doesn't lunge for intimacy like a starving man at a feast. Build tension slowly. Start with casual confidence. "You've got a sharp mind. I'd like to hear more over coffee." If she bites, take it further. "There's a spot I know. Friday works for me." No pleading, no pressure, just a man who knows what he wants and isn't afraid to say it. If she hesitates, don't double back with apologies. Let it sit. Her response will tell you everything. Either way, you've kept your dignity intact. What about when she pulls away? Maybe her replies get shorter, slower, colder. The weak man panics. He sends walls of text, begging for an explanation. The Stoic observes. He doesn't flinch. If she's fading, he doesn't chase. He sends one last message, clear, respectful, final. "I've enjoyed our talks. Let me know if you're around." Then he walks away, not in anger, not in spite, but in strength. He knows his worth isn't tied to her interest. He's not diminished by her silence. He's forged by it. I knew a guy once, a friend, who mastered this. He'd been texting a woman for weeks, and she was hot and cold. One day, she stopped replying altogether. He didn't spiral. He didn't bombard her. He sent one text, "Hope you're good. Take care." Then he moved on. He hit the gym, read meditations, started a project. Months later, she texted him out of the blue, "Hey, I miss talking to you." He'd become a different man by then, stronger, surer. He didn't need her anymore. That's the paradox. When you stop needing her to want you. She often does. This isn't about winning her, it's about winning yourself. Every text you send is a chance to practice discipline, to hone your resolve. The man who masters his impulses, his urge to overshare, to chase, to please, is the man who stands out. She'll feel it in your words, in your restraint, in your calm. She'll wonder why you're different, why you don't bend like the others. And that wonder, that's what makes her want you more. Not because you tried, but because you didn't have to. So here's the path forward. Text less than you want to. Wait longer than you think you should. Say only what matters. Live a life so full that your phone is just a tool, not a lifeline. Wake up early. Train your body. Feed your mind. Let her see a man in motion, not a man in waiting. When you text, let it reflect that. Just got back from a run. How's your morning? She'll sense the energy behind it. She'll feel the weight of a man who's building something, not begging for her approval. Delete the apps that drain you. Cut the noise that clouds your focus. Replace it with books, with sweat, with purpose. Texting her should be a footnote in your day, not the headline. And when you do text, let it be a spark, not a flood. One message that lingers beats 10 that fade. Embrace the discomfort of restraint. It's in that tension that you grow. It's in that silence that she feels you. The Stoics taught us that true strength is internal. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Marcus Aurelius said, "Her wanting you isn't the goal. Your mastery is." Text like a man who knows this, like a man who's unshaken by her silence, unmoved by her delays. She may want you more for it. She may not. Either way, you'll stand taller. Either way, you'll be free. Thank you for joining me at Stoic Doctrine. If these words struck a chord, if you're ready to walk the path of self-mastery, hit that subscribe button, tap the like, and share this with a brother who needs it. We're not here to chase shadows or grovel for crumbs. We're here to build men of iron, men of purpose, men who command respect by commanding themselves. The road is long, but it's ours to walk. Step up, stay strong, and I'll see you in the next one.